Hello everyone, welcome to ACE online class and this is Narendra. And today we will discuss the different area of the quantitative aptitude and the minimum of 10 questions. Let us begin with the very first question and this is the question here. Now you can see that the very first question is about the pipe and system. So let us read it out and then I will see what can be done over here. There are two pipes can fill a tank in 12 hours and 16 hours. Okay. A third pipe is also there which can empty the tank in 30 hours. If all the three pipes are open simultaneously, how much time will it take to completely fill the tank? It is a very basic question and after that we will move on to a little typical question. Okay. So you know that what we do in this case, I will just wait for 4-5 seconds and then I will answer the question. So let me see if it is very straight question, can someone will answer the question? Okay. I will just wait for couple of seconds. It is a very straight question. I am sure someone will able to answer the question. What we have to do? We need to take the LCM of these three numbers, that is 12, 16 and 30. So 12, 16 and 30, that LCM is 240. Come on. Okay. Now I will solve this question, that is LCM of 12, 16 and 30 and that it comes 16 into 5 into 3 and that gives us 240. So it will fill how many units? 240 divided by 12, that is 20 units over here, and 240 divided by 16 and that it comes 15 units over here, and the third one is the empty one, right? It empties the tank. Look at this one. So here that is 240 minus 30 and this comes 8. So it empties 8 units. So it is a very straight question. I have nothing to explain on this particular question. So look at what happens when all three of them are working. Then that is 20 plus 15 is 35 minus 8, that comes 27. So that means every hour 27 units are getting filled. So let us take that 240 and divided by 27. With 9 it gets cancelled 3 times, with 3 it gets cancelled 9 times, and with 3 this gets cancelled 80 times. So here 9 8, so that is 8 by 10, and you can see that 8 by 10, which option is that? 8 by 9, it is not 10. So it is 8 by 9 and that is your answer, option choice C. Okay. So the very first question I intentionally try to give the easy question. Now moving on to the next question over here, which will be a little tricky. So this is the question on your board. Now you can see that the writing part is little lengthy. Here it says that a cistern can be filled by two pipes separately in 12 and 16 minutes respectively. Both pipes are open together after certain, because of the clogged it only 7/8 of the full, and so on and so forth. The question moves on. So in order to bring the clarity in reading the question, I took the question in this format. What is there in the question? A cistern has to be filled by two pipes in 12 and 16 minutes respectively. And what was the next information given here? Both the pipes were opened together, right? And after some time, for a certain time, but being clogged, so there was a blockage, only 7/8 of the full quantity of water flows through the former and only 5/6 through the latter. What is the former, what is the later? Here it is in 12 minutes fills the tank. Because of the blockage, the water flow was only 7/8 of the total water which was flowing from this tap. And the similar way, so here from this tap which fills in 16 minutes, only 5/6 of the water was able to pass because of the clog, because of the blockage. This 2 point is clear. What is the next point? It is said the obstruction however was suddenly removed. Both the obstructions suddenly removed and the cistern is filled in 3 minutes from that moment. After these clogs are suddenly removed, it took only 3 minutes for both of them to fill the whole tank. What is the question here? How long was it before the full flow began? How long before full flow began? The last 3 minutes. How long it was filling with a 7/8 of the flow and 5/6 of the flow? It is really an interesting question, my dear friends. Okay. I will give the starts to you and the starting point goes in this way, that is it has to fill in 12 minutes, but 7/8 of the water was, is it 7/8? 7/8 the water was flowing. Therefore, the time will be the reverse of that, 8/7 of the original time. Therefore, in the first case this is the rough work, 12 minutes into 8/7, that will be the original time it will take because of the blockage, and that gives us 12/8 96/7 minutes. What about the second one? The second one can fill the tank in 16 minutes, but because of the blockage only 5/6 of the water was moving. So, the time taken will be the greater, that is 6/5, and again I notice that this is 96/5. Am I right over here? And what is happened here? The last 3 minutes, it was flowing with its full flow. So, that means in the last 3 minutes what part of the tank will be filled, and that is together will fill in 12 into 16 by 12 plus 16, which is 28. So, here in last 3 minutes this is 3 by what part of the tank is filled. So, that is 12 into 16 by 12 plus 16, which is 28. Am I right over here? So, this is a part which was got filled in the last 3 minutes. So, let us find it out. In the last 3 minutes what part is actually completed, and that is this gets cancelled with 4 times, and with 4 this is 7 times. So, I notice that 7/16 of the full tank was filled in the last 3 minutes. That means, with this rate what part of the tank is filled? So, 7/16. So, 16 minus 7, that is 5/16 part is filled with these rates. Okay. In 1 hour it will fill how much? 7 by, now my answer starts here. In 1 minute the first one will fill 7/96 part, and second one in 1 minute it will fill 5/96 part. Is it not? That is 12/96, and which is 1/8. So, 1/8 of the tank was filled. 1/8 of the tank was, am I right? No, 1 by 8 means here it is in 8 hours. If they together work with this clog, then it will take 8 hours to fill the tank. Now, with this clog, what part of the tank was filled? So, it is 7 by 16 was filled last 3 minutes, that means 5 by 16 was filled in the last 3 minutes. So, how much time will it take to fill the 7 by 16th part of the tank, where it fills the whole tank in 8 minutes or hours? In 8 minutes. What should be your hours? The whole tank will be filled in 8 minutes with this blockage. Then with this blockage, how much part is filled? 5 by 16 part is filled. How much time it will take? 8 into 5 by 16, and that comes 2.5 hours. That is your answer. So, here 2.5 hours, somewhere it is there. So, if it is not there, you can go for. Now, what is the question? How long was it before the full flow began? Before the full flow began, it took 2.5 hours. As I do not have the option 2.5 hours, I can go for option choice E. I will just keep myself away from the camera, so that you can see the entire question. Okay, 4.5. Will it be 4.5? Okay, let me check that. This fills its 8 hours. Then that is 7 by 16th is already filled. So, 9 by 16. Okay, you are right, my dear friends. So, what is the error here is? What is the error here is? That is 9. I thanks a lot to my friend. So, this is 9. So, 8 into 9 by 16. So, half of 9, and thank you for correcting, half of 9 is 4.5. That should be your answer. Well responded, well responded. Satrudharan. Okay. Moving on to the next question. You have already done, well done, my friend. Now, I am moving on to the next question over here. Now, when you look at the question, you can see that again the question is a little lengthy in the format. So, what is the best way to do is break the question in order to understand it. Here it is given. The same question I am mentioning here. A tank has 2 outlets. So, here that is what a tank has. A tank has 2 outlets A and B, which together can take 6 hours. Look at the word together can take the 6 hours to empty a full tank when they are opened simultaneously. That means A and B together are the outlet pipes. In 6 hours they can empty the full tank. What next here? The tank was initially half full. It is saying that the tank was initially half full, half is full, and both the full and both the outlets were open. What is the next part of the statement? After an hour, the inlet pipe X was also open. Inlet pipe X also open. When? After 1 hour. So, after 1 hour what will be? The water will go. It completely empty the tank in 6 hours. Then in 1 hour 1/6 will be removed. So, what part will be left when this inlet is opened? So, that is 1 by 2 minus 1 by 6. I notice that 6 is the LCM over here, and 3 minus 1 is 2. So, 2 by 6, that means 1/3 of the water is there at that time the X is open. Okay. Now, it is also mentioned that if the inlet alone can fill an empty tank in 4 hours, this is what the inlet, empty tank it can fill in 4 hours. Now, the question is how much time will it now take to fill the tank completely? Fill the tank completely. Remember that at this moment when 1/3 is already filled, I need to fill 2/3 of the tank. And what is the sources? There is an inlet pipe X which can fill in 4 hours and outlet pipe A and B and which can empty in 6 hours. And both are running now and I need to fill 2/3 of the tank. Yes, my dear friends, try this question and then we will discuss how to answer this. Let me see if someone could answer it. Hope the question is clear when I am writing in this paragraph format. Let me give you one clue. When this is a filling tap which can fill a tank in 4 hours and this is an empty tap which can empty the whole tank in 6 hours, then when both are opened, how much time it will take to fill the tank? Time it will take to fill the tank is 4 into 6, 4 into 6 by 6 minus 4, which we learn in the fundamental. 6 minus 4, not 6 plus 4 because it is empty. 6 minus 4, that is 2, and that it takes 12 hours. To fill the whole tank, it takes 12 hours, but I need to fill only 2/3 of the tank. Come on, my dear friends, some of you will be able to answer the question. I am sure some of you will be able to answer the question now, because the whole tank will be filled in 12 hours. I need to fill only 2/3 because 1/3 is already filled. So, let me write down the final calculation here, that is 12 hours full tank will get filled. I need 2/3 of the tank has to be filled because 1/3 is already filled. So, it will take 2/3 of this, that is 4 times, and 4 into 2 8. So, it will take 8 hours. 8 hours. How much time will it take now to fill the tank? So, it will take 8 hours to fill the tank, and somewhere 8 hours is there, option choice D. Anyone answer the question? Okay. Hope you understood this question, and then I will be moving on to the next question, my dear friends. And the next question on your board is this. What is this question? Let us again take this question in a piecemeal basis, that is, Deepa ride her bike on an average speed of 30 km and all. So, I make this reading a little more comfortable. Deepa ride her bike at an average speed of 30 km per hour and reached her destination in 6 hours. Can I get the distance by using this information? I have the time and I have the speed. So, I can find out the distance. Look at the next sentence. Hema covers the same distance in 4 hours. Can I get the speed of Hema? Because I am getting the distance over here, and distance divided by time, I will get the speed. Or when you know the time ratio, this is 6 hours here and here 4 hours. So, if you know the time ratio, you can find out the speed ratio, and once you get the speed ratio, you are getting one person speed, you can get the another person speed. And the next one here, if the Deepa increased her average speed by 10 km per hour and Hema increased her speed by 5 km per hour, then what is the question? What would be the difference in their time taken to reach the destination? What will be the difference between the time taken by them to reach the destination? So, what is the distance when you talk about destination? So, here Deepa ride a bike at an average speed of 30 km per hour for 6 hours. So, 6 into 30, the distance is equal to 180 km over here. Now, take the speed of Hema. How do I get the speed of Hema? Deepa is to Hema. What is the time ratio? 6:4, 3:2. What will be the speed ratio? Reverse, 2:3. So, the speed ratio is 2:3. What is the speed of Deepa? That is 30. If the speed of the Deepa is 30, 2 part is 30, 1 part is 15, then 3 part will be 45. So, I got the speed of both Deepa as well as Hema. Now, here if Deepa increases his speed by 10 km per hour, Hema by 5 km per hour. So, you will get the new speed, and once you get the new speed, you have the distance, you will get time 1 and time 2, you need to find out the difference between the time. Let us do it, my dear friend, then I will just wait for couple of minutes. I am sure some of you will be able to answer the question. Some of you will be able to answer the question. Up to this is clear. Just keep attending the class, one way or the other way you are increasing your knowledge. Suppose you know the question, so your revision is taking place. Option A, what is that option A? 40 minutes, 40 minutes, okay, okay. So, let me check that, is this 40 minutes is the answer. So, what will be the speed of Deepa? So, Deepa's speed is increased by 10 km. So, it will become 40 km per hour, and whose speed? Hema's speed is increased by 5 km, then this is 50 km per hour. How much time Deepa will be taking to travel a distance of 180 km. So, 180 divided by how much? This is 40. So, 40 km per hour. Okay. So, this gets cancelled, 9 by 2, that is 4.5 hours here. And what about Hema? The Hema is 180 divided by 50 km per hour. So, here I notice that is 5 3 is 15, 3 hours and 3 by 5 hours, and 3 by 5 hours is nothing but 36 minutes. So, it takes 3 hours 36 minutes. So, I need to find out the difference. What is the difference between 4.5 hours, that is 4 hours 30 minutes and 3 hours 36 minutes. So, here I left 24 minutes here, here 30 minutes, the sum of this is a total 54 minutes. So, my answer should be option C. Is that clear to all of you? Is that clear? The difference of time? Okay. Now, I am moving on to the next question here, and your next question is this. Now, you can see that there is a again a lot of writing is there. So, I am writing this in the form of paragraph. that is total distance between A and B is d kilometer. The next it says, if the distance travelled along the stream is 3 times, look at this one, 3 times the total distance. If the total distance is d, so 3 times along with the stream, so that means downstream 3d, 3 times, and after that, and the distance travelled against the stream is 2 times the total distance. So, against the stream, that is upstream, that is 2 times of d. Next, if the time taken to cover the distance along with the stream is 10% less than the time taken to cover the distance against the stream. When you say against the stream, upstream, along with the stream, downstream. So, downstream time is 10% less than upstream. That means, if upstream is 100, this is 90. So, let us write down over here 10 and 9. So, this is time ratio. Time ratio to cover this distance is 9:10. The next one it says that is here, if the person covers the distance of 21 kilometer in 1 hour 24 minutes along with the stream, that means downstream. For the downstream, we have the distance and we have the time. So, by using the distance and time, I can find out the downstream speed. I can find out the downstream speed. What is the question? What is the question then? The question is, then find the rate of current. Rate of current. Okay. Let me calculate you what is my downstream speed. So, coming to the downstream speed over here, that is 21 is the distance and 1 hour 24 minutes is the time. So, let us do a small rough calculation. 1 hour 24 minutes, that is 24 by 60, this is 2 times, 5 times, and then this is 7 by 5 hours. This is the time. Time for what? Downstream. How much downstream? 21 kilometer. So, let us do the rough work. 21 divided by 7 by 5, is it not 15 kilometer per hour? What is this 15 kilometer per hour? The downstream speed. And here look at this one. We have the time ratio. When we have the time ratio, we can find out the speed ratio also, but let it be here at this moment here 15 kilometer per hour. Done? Okay. Now, what is the question here? Find the speed of the current. I will just wait for 4 to 5 seconds and please try to think how to take it forward. How to take it forward, please think of it. Okay. Now, let me explain you what should I do. I have the time ratio, I have the distance and I have the downstream speed. I will consider the upstream speed as x. Therefore, we have the distance by time, distance by speed is the time. So, here 3d by 15, 3d by 15 by this is the time, and what is the time here? The 2d by x, 2d by x, the time by speed, I am sorry, distance by speed is equal to time here. Distance by speed is time here, and what is the time ratio? The time ratio is 9 by 10. By cancelling this, you will be getting the x value, and what is x? The speed of upstream. And once I have the speed of upstream and the speed of downstream, I can find out the speed of current. Shall I complete this? Okay. Let us move on, and I see that d and d is getting cancelled, and this gets cancelled how many times? 5 times. 5 will come in denominator. So, that is 5 into 2 is 10. So, 10 gets cancelled, x will come over here. So, I got that x is equal to 9. If x is equal to 9, that means this downstream is 9. I have the upstream, we have the downstream. When we have both, then how do I find out the speed of the current? The difference of upstream and downstream speed divided by 2. So, let us apply that concept over here. Say that if you are not knowing all the concept of the boats and stream, somewhere you will get stuck. I am using all the concepts in order to answer this question here. So, here it is I required 15 minus 9. 15 minus 9 divided by 2, and that is 6 divided by 2, which is 3. So, what is the speed of the current? That is 3 kilometer per hour. So, do we have any option? Option choice C. I am just keeping away from the screen. So, you can take the screenshot and tell me whether you understood it or not. Please let me know whether you understood it or not. All concepts of the boats and stream, the entire concept is involved here. Now, I am moving on to the next question, and the next question is this. Can you see over here? So, in order to make these things a little more easy to read, I put up in this format. Look at this one. Here, Mr. X invested a certain amount of debt and equity in the ratio of 4:5. So, that means 4 part in debt and 5 part in equity. At the end of 1 year, he earned a total dividend of 30%, total dividend, that means over 9x. Next, after 1 year, he reinvested the amount including the dividend. So, this 9x plus 30% of 9x, that means 130% of 9x. So, that is he reinvested again in which debt and equity in the ratio of 6:7. Okay. If the amount reinvested in mutual fund is 94,500, what is which one is the mutual fund? Equity fund. So, it is actually the equity fund. The amount invested in the equity fund now is 94,500. Then what was the original amount invested in equity fund? If now this 7 part is the equity fund, and if this 7 part is 94,500, then how much was initially invested in equity fund? Yes, my friends, think of it, how to respond to this question. How to respond to this question? Come on. You see the a small logical application with the basic concept. Now, I will answer this question. See that the approach here. Here we have 94,500, that is for the 7 part. From here I can find out the total 13 part. This 13 part is along with the dividend, that is 130% of 9x. So, if this is 130% of 9x, we can find out the 9x. Once I get the 9x, from there I get the 5x. Let us see the calculation here, that is 94,500 into, this is 7 part, I need 13 part over here. So, that is 13 by 13 by 7. Now, this is 130% of the initial investment. In order to get the initial investment, I need to find out 100%. So, here 100 by 130, that is 10 by 13. So, I reached up to this, and from here I need to find out the 5 parts out of 9 parts. So, let us find out the 5 part out of given 9 parts, then you will be able to find out the mutual fund, equity fund investment at the beginning. Yes. So, the remaining part is a calculation part. If someone can do it, I will be happy, or else I will calculate this. Okay. Now, I am calculating this one, and look at the calculation steps over here. So, with 13 this number is getting cancelled, 13 5 is 65. Can I make this one, and with 65 can you see that that number is getting cancelled 15 times. 1 5 followed by 2 0, and 1 9 is there here. With that 9 I can again cancel here, this is 500 times, and this is 3 times, is done. Okay. 9 5 is 13. No, some cancellation has gone wrong, because I should get a round figure over here. Let me do the calculation once again. So, with 9 7 is 63, and with this 63 it goes 15 times. Look at this one, 1 time, that is 63, and this is 1 and 3 and 5. How many times? 5 times this one. So, that is 15 followed by 2 0, okay, and this 13 and 13 are getting cancelled. So, the rest what with 7 and 9 is over. So, what is my result? That is 15 into 5 followed by 1 more 0. So, that is 15 5 is 75 followed by 3 zeros. This is my answer. 75,000 anywhere is there. Yes, option choice A. Yes, I am keeping away from the screen. Write down please. Okay, the next question on your screen is this. Let me see that what question is this. Allow me to read this. P and Q entered into a partnership by investing an amount. The investment of P is thrice the investment of Q. So, it is very clearly mentioned that P and Q investment ratio. P is thrice of Q. If this is x, this is 3x. We are understanding that part. And another person R join them after 3 months. At the end of the year, the profit share of P and R are equal. So, the another person joins. So, for this information is concerned, and how much capital he brings is not mentioned. I will assume that he brings R capital, and he joins after 3 months. Is that after 3 months? That means 12 minus 3, he remains in the business for 9 months, he is in 12 months, he is in 12 months. So, what is the time ratio here? The time ratio is this is 3, this is 4 and this is 4. Now, what will be the profit ratio? This is 12x and how about this? This is 4x and how about this? This is 3r. It is a profit ratio. One statement is mentioned here that the profit share of P and R is equal. Where is P and where is R? This is P and R is equal. That means 12x is equal to 3R. Am I right, my dear friends? So, what is R is equal to? Can we find it out? R is equal to, cancel this one, 12x is equal to 3R, with 3 cancel this one, 4. So, the R is equal to 4x. So, if I replace the R is equal to 4x, right, then what is happening? This part R, this is R and this R capital is 4x. We got the capital. Now, what is the question? Then find the profit share of Q is what percentage of R? That is, Q is what percentage of R? Now, please tell me what is the R over here? 3 into 4x, the total profit, because R is 4x. 3 into 4x, that comes 12x. 12x. So, the profit of Q is what percentage of R? In other words, 4x is what percentage of 12x. So, that comes over here, that is 4x by 12x is 1 by 3, that is nothing but 33.33 percentage. Hope this part is clear and people are understanding it. All the questions are highly important question, my dear friend. Let us move on to one more question, and that is this. I will read this question and then we think of it how to answer this. Pure milk of rupees 20 per liter. After adding water, the milkman sells the mixture at the rate of rupees 18 per liter, thereby making a profit of 25%. Fine. So, in what ratio does he mix the two? Can I use the alligation mixture method? Because I know the pure milk price, I know the water added, the price is 0, and I also know that the mean price is 28. By using this, we will able to get the quantity ratio. So, let us do that. This is 20 and this is 0 rupee, this is milk and this is water, and after mixing these two, so this is 18. So, if I take the difference, this is 18 and this is 2. At this point, I will wait for 4 to 5 seconds. If someone can complete it, please try to complete this one. Okay. Now, I will solve the rest part of it. I am getting this this ratio, and how much is that? This 18 rupees per liter, there is 20 rupees and this is 0. Am I right? Okay, okay. I made a small mistake over here. That is this is not 18. He sells the mixture at 18 and making a profit of 25. So, I need to find out the cost price over here, and when you find out the cost price, then this is 18 rupees is the selling price. I need 100%, whereas this is 125%. So, 100 by 125 and that is 4 by 5, and that comes 18,472 divided by 5 and 14.4. This is what the cost price of the mean. Now, I will write down the cost price of the mean 14.4 and this comes 14.4 and this comes 5.6. Now, when you cancel this one, you find that it is getting cancelled by 8 and that is 18,8,144, 18,7. So, this is what the ratio is. Now, how much pure milk is added or how much added or water is added? Finally, what is my question? In what ratio does he mix the two, milk and water? This is milk and this is water. That means, he should mix in the ratio of 18:7. That is okay. This is your answer. So, anywhere option is there? Yes, option choice A, 18:7. Okay, my dear friends, with this I will conclude today's class. Wish you all the best to all of you. Thank you.